to empower women, and our voice matters.
Bitch.
Welcome to the Mom Betch Podcast.
This episode of the Mom Betch Podcast is brought to you by btrnation.com. Oh, hey, busy mama. Do you need a snack that is not just healthy, but also delicious? Check out BTR Nation. With low sugar, low carb, high protein, high fiber, and low sodium, BTR Nation snacks are perfect for keeping you fueled and feeling fantastic throughout the day. Whether you're tackling your to-do list or you're enjoying a rare moment of peace, these snacks have you covered. Plus, for a limited time, you can use code MOMBETCH to get 20% off and free shipping. So do not wait. Visit btrnation.com. They even have a snack quiz so you can help discover your favorite healthy treats.
Welcome to another episode of the Mom Betch Podcast. Today, we're super excited to have our special guest, Miss Eva Medina, also known as my cousin, my oldest cousin. She's fabulous. She's amazing. She has the best story for us today, and we can't wait to share it with you guys. So let's talk about, who's Eva?
Well, hello. Thank you for having me, ladies. Who's Eva? I don't know. I'm a mom.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been a mom my whole life.
That's because you have.
Yeah. I literally
You were
have.
a young mom. You gave your youth to it, honey.
I gave all of it.
Yes, you did. But now you get to be on the flip side and be like fabulous and like you have empty nest, right?
Yes.
A lot younger than Cillian and I will be. We'll be old and ratchety, but like you still are like, looking beautiful and young. So you do have that going for you there.
Yeah, I've been in the trenches. I've been in the field. So thank you for that.
What age were you when you first had your first baby?
I actually was 18.
Okay.
I was a month. I turned 18 and my son was born a month later. Yeah. So I was married at 17 and had my child at 18, had my second daughter right before my 20th birthday. And then I had my third and final at 22. So yeah, I was a super young mom. I feel, to come around the bend of it and finally be like able to have good conversations with the kids and not have to parent them, even though you parent them, but you can't parent them because they're adults and, you're just like, don't do it, but they're in their 20s. So
how is that to like relinquish control? Because we are very far from that. Is it kind of like watching a car crash in slow motion?
Yes. Yes to all of it. It is the scariest thing. I would have a newborn instantly. I would do sleepless nights. I will do changing of diapers. I'll take it all. They tell you, wait till they get older. It's going to be great. Wait till they get older. It's just like that. You remember when they were like, wait till they start walking. Wait till they start walking. And then all of a sudden they're walking and they're like a tornado.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing. The only thing is you just cannot turn away. And then you're on I can't turn off my phone at night, right? Because I have to keep it on loud. I have to make sure I get the text messages in, right? Just so I can hear it. Well, my son's in California, and I'm in East Coast. So
that's right.
I have to always
time change.
Time change. I'll get the calls in the morning on my drive home. And I'm like, if I don't hear anything like within a day, I'm like, hey, did you get my text? Just because I don't have eyes on them and I just want to know. Just
they're breathing.
Hey, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so your youngest, Layla, just graduated. And so you're like a fish empty nester, kind of.
Yeah.
And she's still with you.
Home. Yeah. She's still home, but she's going to university. So, but yeah, she's pretty much doing her own kind of life. She just kind of stays home, and I'll cherish like all of the moments when she wants to like come in and watch something with me or come on a ride with me. So I'm like, yes, come, please come. So
yeah, right.
Yeah, definitely.
What is that like for you? Do you feel like you have a lot more free time or like you don't really know what to do with yourself kind of thing? Or
so honestly, I met my partner when I had my children small, right? So he only knew me as a mom. And we didn't really get to date conventionally. So we didn't do like the dates. I had to get babysitter, which was consistent of my mother and my sister because I don't leave them with anyone. But anywho, so like we didn't get to do like, oh, we met and we did these vacations and all that. No, it was like I did like a probationary period where he didn't meet my children for 6 months. I call it a probationary period because I had to feel him out before I introduced him to my children. We didn't do sleepovers or anything along those lines. He didn't even know where I did that. I met him everywhere. So if we were going to dinner, if we were going to a show, I met him in, like, okay, well, pick me up at the mall, or pick me up here and so on. So because that was my kid's house. So anyway, now we're kind of like enjoying, like we are so like figuring out how we've been together for 15 years, but now we're kind of like figuring out us.
You're like Benjamin buttoning
the
relationship.
Literally. So yeah, we're like making it like where we're like, okay, so would you like to go on this? Would you like things that should have been 15 years ago? We were completely like parents, and now we're just like, all right, let's kind of get into our own flow. So
wow, I love that. That's cool.
I love it too.
Yeah, good for
being
you.
a young mom, like I just can't even imagine being in my like 18, 20s, raising a family because you're still growing yourself. What was that like?
It's definitely not for the faint of heart, right? So I tell my kids this, and I don't mean it in a horrible way. I'm like, be selfish, right? Be selfish. This is not something that everyone can do, right? So you see a lot of these TV portrayals of like 16 and pregnant, teen mom, all of this good stuff, but they have the cash flow rolling in. I didn't have any of that, right? So like, when I say I'm in the trenches, like I was in the trenches, and I'm like, there was like some books. Well, I had my son in 2000, right? So you kind of heard of these things, but the stuff that even when Kami, when you were doing your baby shower, I'm like, what is this? Like, I want this. I want this. I don't even know what it's for. Cause like, you look back and it's like, I didn't even have any of those opportunities.
Yeah.
We were kind of like in the dark, but yeah, it's not for the faint of heart. Like seriously it's super, super hard. It's a lot of, giving yourself up, because I made this decision and I brought this child into the world and I'm going to do it. Like that's all. Yeah.
But you brought up a really interesting point though. I mean, because you did this in the 2000s, now there's social media, there's this podcast that we've created. To support moms, and then you also you were married to a military man, so you were away from your mom and your family, and you were like, how isolating is that? So that's crazy.
It's insane. So I went right as my friends are going to college, and so anybody that knew me in high school, I was like, I'm not having kids, I am going to college, I am doing all of this, and oh God, did I eat it all, right? So, but the funny thing is that I remember like sitting at home getting calls like with these prepaid phone calls because like, you didn't have long distance.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yes. I don't want to date myself, but
yeah.
So
they're expensive too.
Super expensive, right? So we had to pick and choose who we calling. So, like my best friend, she would be like, "Yeah, I'm going out. Like we're going to this rave," and I'm like, "Oh, nice, okay, yeah. Well, I'm at one too,
Yeah, all nighter."
But yeah, like, and it gets super, like, really super sad. I'm like, oh God, like what?
Yeah, you're like, my rave is my bones be cracking.
Yeah.
Literally. Making it to the baby warmer, like to warm up the milk, like, without waking up a child or killing yourself in the dark. Because we didn't have baby warmers. We had to do it the old school.
Well, I mean, yeah, like think of all of the products. Like when you said that, like I remember going into baby showers when I was younger and it was like just very basic. And like, we were older I was 37 when I had Lakin, like, and most of my friends have older children. They're like, what is this? And, you know, they just had kids like 5-6 years prior. And it's like a completely different world. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Like I was looking at a registry and I'm like, what is this for? Wait, let me research. What does that do? I'm like, I want that.
Was there even online registries at that time?
There wasn't. There was Babies R Us. We had to go to Babies
R Us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. If there's Gen Zs, they're like, what the fuck is it? Skep. Skep. They're like, this is historical. Prepaid minute phone calls that were like $3 a minute. And like, when your time runs out, you're done.
You hear the lady, you have 99 cents. So you're like in prison. You're in prison.
Yeah. Yeah, there was no registry.
None.
Wow.
None. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it was insane. But yeah, I mean, like.
Do you think parenting was better though because it was so less complicated?
You know what? I think it was more isolating, right? So like I get into the whole thing where I didn't have like where Pinterest and birthday parties, and I kind of heard your podcast before saying all of these birthday parties and things of that nature. I didn't have that competition, so I'm so happy that I didn't. Sorry, ladies. But, you know, you didn't have like a community, right? So like you said, I was married military and I went to Fort Drum, which is upstate New York, and it is literally on the borderline of Canada. So talk about depressing. It is snowing all the way till like Easter, Mother's Day. I remember like Mother's Day, we were still getting snow. It was insane. And there was older ladies, right? And these older ladies had their kids that were a little bit, you know, obviously older, and they wanted to parent you, right? So you're like on the gym or you're, you know, on the playground, you have your child going crazy. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing, like whatever. And now they want to tell you how you should parent your child. But you're like, I don't even know you. We haven't even had communication or anything like that. So it wasn't like we had a community that you could be like, I'm having a really bad day. You know, like I can't deal right now. Like
that's all you knew is what was in front of you.
Was it. And my friends, I couldn't call them. They were teenagers. They were having a best time of their life. Right. So what do they know? So it was it was very isolating, and definitely being put in that position of leaving high school and going to, you know, being a military wife and now having to be a wife, a mother, and learn everything. But, it, you know, like I said, it's not for the faint of heart. It was just my story, you know.
There's like a big push now, you know, on mental health and like postpartum, you know, health and stuff. But like, I just can't imagine being you and doing that alone. I mean, I know that you're strong because you're related to me, and, you know,
bad batch.
But yeah, but I mean, props to you, applauses to you for making it through that with some of your sanity.
With some, yeah. From that there. Yeah, no, I remember not being spoken about. Like I went to my doctor's office and I was like, there's something wrong. Like I didn't want to pick up Jay. I didn't want to, you know, pick up my son. And I was like, there's something wrong. Like he cries and I'm like, here, mom, you know, I stood with my mom until my husband got out of, my ex-husband got out of basic training. So I'm like, here, mom. And I detached from him and I didn't know what it was. Right. So I'm like, I'm crying. I'm emotional. I had to have emergency cesarean. So I did 36 of natural labor, 36 hours of natural labor to then have to do an emergency cesarean.
Yeah, you had trauma. Your
so I
PSTD.
had trauma. Right. And that wasn't a thing, right? So that was just my birth story. And then, you know, I kind of didn't, when I spoke it and I verbalized it to my doctor, which at this time, you know, I'm going to a military base. And so you don't see your actual doctors, whomever is on call. They were just like, well, you know, that happens. That's natural. You know, it's natural. We could give you something, you know, if you're having trouble sleeping. And I'm like, well, I have to, you know, take care of my child. So I can't really do that.
Just sleep,
yeah. I'm like, it's really not. I'm having insomnia because I'm having issues. So it wasn't anything that they spoke of and there was nothing that they can tell me. And he was just like, well, you know, some people get really sad after they have kids. And I'm like, oh, okay. That's normal.
Cool. So was he trying to like blame you or like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I had to push through kind of thing, right? Like it's amazing. And I mean, my mom ended up leaving my son with me during the day and went to go do her, due
Yeah.
diligence. And I had no choice but to pick him up. I had no choice but to do it. And then after that, like
Yeah.
seriously, like something clicked and I was just like immediately filled with guilt. And I was immediately filled with like this, oh my God, I can't believe I'm not spending time with him and so
Yeah.
on. And after that, I was just like, he was connected to me to the hip. But
Wow.
it wasn't for my mom just like saying, okay, like let's kind of like get through this. And it's time for you to be that mom. I don't know. Yeah. What would have happened?
Well, it's a miracle that that worked for you because,
Yeah.
sometimes you really just need like medication and stuff. So,
But mental health wasn't spoken of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never had that. Like my, one of my children was like, hey, I think I'm suffering with mental, like some anxiety. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? Right. So I come from that, like, well, what are we talking about? What is anxiety? We all deal with anxiety. And then when she broke it down, I had to sit there and I'm like, oh, wow, no, yeah, that is different. Right. So I actually deal with anxiety. So I can see, what's going on.
Yeah. Isn't it true too? Like when you were pregnant, like during that time, like your checkups were very far and few between. Like there wasn't really ultrasounds periodically. It was just kind of like you're pregnant and then you have a couple appointments and then you have the baby. It didn't seem like there was very much prep.
Yeah, like they did the ultrasound the very first, to see the heartbeat and all of that good stuff. And then we had, obviously, if we wanted to know what the sex was, so that was the second.
Oh,
we didn't have
okay.
anything like the 3Ds or anything like that. And no, yeah, we did have like every so often, like the milestones you have to come in and do your check.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean,
she's not that old, Celia.
Well, no, I mean, no, like I know of people in their like 30s, 40s that didn't have any of that.
Yeah. No, thankfully I did have my good, OBs that they were just like, hey, you got to come in. And I didn't know anything. Like my son, I actually had, he was massive. He was 10 pounds,
He
4
was
ounces.
big.
He
was chunk.
massive. He was. And, but I had pregnancy diabetes.
Me too.
Yeah. And,
gestational.
yeah. And I was like, what is going on? I wanted, literally, I can remember like, I don't know if you guys remember the Arizona's
iced teas.
Yeah.
I wanted them so much. Like I would just keep on, because I guess, I was just craving it. So there was things that they were like, oh, just drink water,
Mm-hmm. Did you know that Arizona iced teas are still 99 cents a can?
No,
Like he refuses to change the price. I just saw an interview. Yeah. It's still profitable. He's like, as long as it's still profitable, I will keep it at 99 cents.
That was random, but
that was random.
Like when do you talk about Arizona iced tea? Like I'm always seeing like that's a big ass can for 99 cents.
Yeah. Yes. And that was like what I craved. Can you imagine?
Oh man, when I had gestational, I couldn't eat anything.
Yeah.
Like it was the healthiest I've ever ate was during my pregnancy. But what was interesting is my body craved health. Probably because that was my only choice.
Yeah, they didn't have those discussions. Like they didn't give you like the rundown. They gave you like, the do's and the don'ts, but there wasn't any like nutritionalist that was going to sit there and help you. Like one of my friends, she was diagnosed with her pregnancy, the diabetes, and they immediately sent her over to a nutritionist and they were like, okay, you need to
take classes.
Right. And that wasn't a thing. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that. I was just like winging it. Okay. So
wow. It's come a long way in 20 years.
Yeah, it really has. Mm-hmm.
So hopefully it'll continue in the right direction.
I hope so.
But we've been talking about health, and you've had an interesting health journey beyond motherhood. I know that you had a lot of symptoms and didn't really know what was going on, and you kind of had to be your own health advocate to kind of figure out what was going on. So I think it's a really great lesson for all our listeners to hear.
I actually I was diagnosed with MS in 2017. But it just started as a floater, right? So these little spots in my eye. I honestly thought I've always worn contacts. So I thought, oh, my contact maybe had a rip or they're cloudy. I need to change them, whatever. Went home. My eyes are tired. And it kind of started progressing where it started getting the spot started getting bigger. I ended up going into the hospital and just because I was now in serious pain. And I was like, oh, well, maybe the contact actually split and it kind of left some remnant in there. And I made it into the hospital. They really couldn't figure out what was going on. We were doing all kinds of tests. We did an MRI. They just basically told me that I just had an eye infection, right? Send me to a neurologist. Went to the neurologist. He was like, well, let's just do some tests. Let's see what's going on. Your MRI looks clean. It looks normal. There's nothing on it. And I was just starting to get like vertigo at that point, just from the severe pain. And that doctor just told me that in the MRI, it showed that I had osteoporosis in my neck. And that was it. So wanted to send me home with some meds. And I was like, no, I don't. For me, I don't take any pain meds or narcotics. So I was like, no, that's not what I'm looking for. There's something wrong with my eye, right? There's something here. I really had to, like you said, advocate for myself. And I started going into the research mode, Google, and I found, I live in Florida, so I found that there was a ophthalmologist, neurologist that was in Clearwater area. So I went to him just to reach out. And immediately when I sat with him, he reviewed the MRIs that we're taking at the hospital. And he was like, okay, we need to do spinal tap. And there's something enlarged in your optic neuritis. So immediately started me with 5 days of steroid, sent me to the hospital, went and did a spinal tap, and my bands came back that I had MS. So we ended up going on to optic neuritis, MS. So it's just like clinical. It was kind of like only isolated in my eye at that time. We then started going into treatments of like, are we going to do MS treatments or are we going to do like steroids and inflammation because your optic neuritis, your nerve is inflamed. So once this is going and we're going back and forth, I actually started having a flare-up a couple months in. Sure enough, they went and did the MRI. And this time he wanted to do the brain, your clavicle, your spine. And I had lesions all in my spine and in my brain. So this time he was like, okay, this is no longer isolated. This is not optic neuritis. This is actual, like MS. And it's RRMS. So it's like relapsing. So then we started in a couple of treatments. I did a pill form, but unfortunately it just didn't work for me. I couldn't digest it. And so we started doing the 6 months infusion treatment. So that's what I've been on ever since. But I went to, I think it was about 2, besides the neurologist at the hospital that just told me I had nothing. It's the hardest thing to fight because you can put into words, I feel,
right.
But to have someone actually look at you and listen to you, because there's nothing protruding, right? There's nothing here that protrudes. So I can't physically be seen as, oh, well, she's not feeling well today or this is happening to her because it's all inside. So it was really hard and it was very heartbreaking because I just felt like sometimes I was crazy. I'm coming into these appointments and I'm like, no, this is really happening. Like, this is happening. Like my gait is actually off, I'm, kind of like that vertigo feeling that people have where you feel like I can't even really gauge myself, right? My depth perception, because I lost 87% of my left vision, my eye vision. So I, can't feel their sensitivity. Like I would get kisses from my kids and it would send shocks to my whole body, just in your cheeks. Or sometimes if the kids wanted to grab my hand or if my partner did, and it feels like shock and you're just like, okay, this is not normal. This is not like someone just, how like you get the electric shock like that. Yeah. So it's like, but you feel like your
It's
whole,
like internal.
Yeah. It's really hard. So yeah, it was definitely something that I just had to advocate for myself. I didn't know what it was either. I never knew of it. I have on my bio father's side, I have an aunt who was diagnosed with MS. And so I knew from her story, but she was a little bit in a different, she had progressive MS. But yeah. So yeah, it was
Isn't this very common for MS patients though? Like it's like very hard to diagnose. Like you just kind of have like, everyone kind of has different symptoms. Is that correct?
It is. Yeah. I have a lot of, like I get onto, these support groups and there's a lot of like forums for people with MS, and you kind of hear all kinds of stories, people are unable, there's a lot of bladder issues. There's people that have issues with like their gait. They're not able to walk. They're not able to, do a lot of their mobility. Yeah. So, I mean, and flare-ups, so everyone's flare-up is a little bit different as well. So sometimes, like I can get a flare-up when I'm in high stress. So I'm very type A, and that's really hard for me to like let go. But when I'm high intensity stress for very long, it actually a crash, right? So like if I'm dealing with something really, really super high and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to do something. At the end of it, I am like so low and crash. It took everything out of me. Wow. And heat, I didn't even know that. I actually was going to the doctor and I'm like, I'm so like irritable, like and obviously I'm in Florida, so it's horrible. But like just dealing with heat and dealing with like being out in the sun, I was like, I love going to the beaches, right? So why am I feeling this way? Why am I horribly, like I'm irritable? I am angry at the beach. Like what is going on? Why? And we found out that was also, like
a trigger.
Wow. This episode of the Mom Betch podcast is brought to you by btrnation.com. Oh, hey there, super mom. Are you looking for a snack that will fit your healthy lifestyle and allow you to keep up with your busy days? Well, say hello to BTR Nation. BTR Nation snacks are low sugar, low carb, high protein, high fiber, and low sodium. So it's literally everything that we need to stay energized and feel great. From protein packed bars to guilt-free truffle cups, these snacks are designed to support your active lifestyle and satisfy your cravings, which is why they are my favorite. But the best part is we get to use code MOMBETCH for 20% off and free shipping. So if you're ready to upgrade your snack game, visit btrnation.com, grab your favorite snacks, and fuel your mom's superpowers.
Is that for every MS patient or just specifically, like for you, it triggers you? Or is that a global thing?
When I spoke with him about it immediately, he was like, yeah, heat. So
sounds
I
like
never really, like it wasn't like something foreign or something like, oh, well, let's look into it kind of thing, Right. So yeah, I don't know. Everyone kind of like has different,
How did this diagnosis affect you as a mother?
So I didn't want to tell my kids. I was diagnosed when my son was a junior in high school and he's about to be a senior. I didn't know or want to have that conversation. I really, truly don't speak about my illness to much people anyway. I'm more private about it. I think that I really don't fully have a grasp on it either. And for some reason, sometimes they want you to be like the spokesperson for MS. And I'm like, I don't even know what is going on. So, but it was hard because they saw me with treatment and I'm sleepy, I'm in bed. And, years later, I had the conversation with my son and I'm like, I really am, sorry that I missed out on big parts. And he was like, I just wish you would have had the conversation with us because sometimes it just felt like, mom is just not wanting to do stuff, like our mom is tired. And he's like, we're teenagers, we're little shits. We don't even, care about anything but ourselves and what we're going to do. And then we're sitting there, having you fall asleep. So, I definitely wish that I would have handled it, but I just couldn't even grasp it or gauge it myself. Yeah.
It almost like makes it like more real too when you have to.
That's good advice, though, like for anyone that, anyone can get diagnosed with any type of disease at any point in time in their life. And I think the one really common thing is people shut down internally. Like, I think that's probably way more common than we think, that people don't want to talk about it or share or worry people or be a burden.
Yeah.
But it is good, like what I take from it is if something were to ever happen to me, to go into it being open, as opposed to like maybe my first instinct would be to keep it to myself. How has your relationship changed with your children after communication got better?
Oh no, now they're like, Mom, sit down, don't overdo it, like you can't stress. Yeah, definitely. Like, you can't stress, just sit down, please, So yeah, it's definitely they're more like, okay, like even when I'm walking, they're like, are you okay? Are you okay? Do you need to sit down? Do you need a break? And I'm like, no, I'm good. I'll let you know. I'm going at my own pace. So they're very, very attentive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, which is really good. But yeah, I think, that would be my biggest thing to tell myself is like, hey, have the conversation and kind of like maybe even bring them in with me, because a lot of times you kind of, I did bring my daughter, my middle daughter, in with me for my visit, because sometimes also them seeing it, being told, like, it's like, oh, wait, mom isn't like a superhero. She can't keep going. She's actually tired. There's something going on with her, because they see us, as robots.
Your mom.
Yeah, we're not human. So God, you can't do that? What? So yeah, definitely. But no, it's definitely different. They'll call and check in.
How was it to get diagnosed with this disease with your children being older? Because they're like starting to move out of the house. Is that scary?
No, I was grateful. I absolutely was grateful. I was grateful that I was able to keep on the go. I was a busy mom of three. Like, I really was a busy mom of three. I had cheerleading, gymnastics. We had karate, basketball. I mean, we were at the park all day because we had softball, baseball. I mean, you're on the go. Birthday parties, you name it.
Yeah.
Everything. And working, So I was constantly on the go, and I couldn't even imagine trying to put treatment and trying to take care of myself at that time, because it's a lot of, I need to stop myself even now. And I don't have the kids at home, right? Like, I have to say, you know what? I can do this tomorrow. There's no need for me to stress about this or continue to push myself. I'm tired. I need to rest. That it has been the biggest learning curve. So I am happy that the children were older. They moved out the house, and now I get to like kind of learn not only how to be an empty nester, but how to navigate with my MS as well.
I have a colleague, I think I told you about her. She's a young mom with MS. She has a toddler, and she was diagnosed years ago that she would be in a wheelchair by now, and she's not. And she said one of the key takeaways, even though her lesions have not necessarily gotten better, is she did complete detox, and that a lot of it, the inflammation is what triggered a lot. And now that she's like completely detoxed everything, she feels better, even though she may not be better. She feels better, and she feels the healthiest she's ever felt. Do you have any advice on just like good daily practices for anyone that's recently been diagnosed?
So I had to learn a lot of like inflammation triggers, for dieting. Obviously, like the fried foods and the carbonated sodas, a lot of things that, like really just
you wouldn't
aren't
think twice.
good for you. Yeah, think twice. I started just kind of deep diving into getting myself healthy, right? Because your first choice or your bad habit is to pick up that bag of chips, right? And not think about it, not even read it. And I'm just like, oh my God, when I started turning and reading the label, I'm like, what in the world? And it's a lot of gut health. It really is gut health. So I'm actually on the journey of doing my cleanse of my gut health as well. I was on steroids for quite a while, and I have a lot of inflammation. My levels for inflammation are super high, and I've had some GI issues with that. So I'm actually, just trying to day by day, because I love certain fruits, right? Love certain fruits. You think you go to the store, you go organic, and it's like, no, not good for you. So then you pivot, like, oh my gosh, I was a huge, I would go to the refrigerated section in Publix, and I would get the little blended juices. We all know them, right? They're so great.
Yeah, I can't have those. Yeah.
Right. They're so lovely. I'm like, oh, I'm doing so good, right? Yeah. I turn it over and I'm like, oh, this is why I feel this way. So yeah, I'm just learning, honestly, learning. I am, this far in the game of, being this old. I actually have a birthday coming up, and I'm like, I'm learning how to eat again. That's what I told my coworker. I feel
like it's not just you though. That's like, I feel like as a nation, as Americans, we all have to do it. I mean, I had my food allergies tested. I know I was talking to you, Evie, about it, but that drives up so much inflammation. I had a lot of inflammation too. I don't have MS, not that I know of, but my food triggers my system. Right. So I had to cut it all out. And so that's not routinely tested in America, but everyone has them. I just had Kalina's tested, and she is very sensitive to eggs. And, I've seen, toddlers how they have that stomach. Oh, that's normal. And I was like, I don't think that's normal. I started to be like, I think that's bloating. I think they're bloated. And so ever since I've wiped out her allergies, her stomach has been flat and normal. Yeah. So to the point of we all have gut health issues. Just no one's talking about it.
You just get used to it.
Yeah.
And you just think it's normal. I'm allergic. So if I go through all of my food allergies and not anaphylactic, just food allergies, sensitivities, and then I go to the store and only shop organic, I don't get to buy anything.
Nothing.
I'm boiled down to organic eggs, arugula, spinach, protein.
That's it.
I'll tell you, the carnivore diet gets a lot of shit, but no one's ever allergic to meat.
I know. Isn't that insane?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a little interesting.
I say that all the time. I'm like,
honestly, butter was on my good list.
See?
Yeah.
But broccoli, apples, all of the things that you're told, eat your broccoli, healthy. Eat your cauliflower. No, I'm not supposed to.
Right.
No. Yeah. Right. So everyone needs to be getting this done. Period.
Yeah, I think so. So we're on our path, actually. And my youngest daughter, she was lactose intolerant from baby. There was issues with her, but again, like I said, even her pediatrician, the way that you guys have pediatricians now, they were just oh, it's just don't give her any dairy. Don't give her any dairy. There was no testing. There was no nothing. And so we ended up, now she's also on the track of, learning what she can and can't eat, because the poor girl just struggles. She's like, I'm scared to eat. I'm actually scared to eat because I don't want to. Yeah. I don't want to have this issue. Or when she's going out with her friends, right? She's like, I don't want to be the weirdo that's like, I can't go out. I have the stomach issue or whatever the case is. So, yeah. I mean, we're kind of going down that path, and she's going to be 20 soon. So, she's learning her path, thankfully soon. But yeah, I think that everyone needs to be tested. I think everyone needs to start learning how to eat again, because the things that we find at the grocery store is
garbage.
I'm like, what the hell do I pick out? What do we
It's
eat?
insane.
Yeah.
Every single time I'm at the grocery store, I'm like, I literally can't purchase 90% of this grocery store. And most of that's just the fact that it's not organic.
Right. And don't you feel lost? Are you lost? Now I'm looking and I'm like, even our ingredients, our actual seasonings, I'm looking at our ingredients, our seasonings, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to cook anymore. How do I cook? What do I make? I'm so lost.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm now starting the path. So
I saw a really scary stat that was published recently in a journal, and it was about colon cancer.
Yes.
In young adults,
So high.
teens. It's gone up 500%. Okay,
Yeah.
this is just, it's not hearsay anymore. Like, this shit's
No,
real.
it's like,
No,
it's
it's
an
real.
issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. My young children have had colonoscopies, and they're in their early 20s. So yeah. And they're checking for it now. Now their doctors are like, okay, there's something going on. Let's check for it. So yeah. There's some validity to that.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, people want to act like you're crazy because you don't want your kid to eat, you know, additives or whatever. But it's been passed down now for so much. It's not even just what they ingest. You know, it's passed down through breast milk. It's passed down in the womb from myself, from generations prior. Mold gets passed down in the uterus. So, you know, the toxic load is just getting unbearable. And so you really have to watch what your kids eating. It's just not really an option anymore.
Yeah.
Another thing too is not even like watching what they're eating, but also respecting what they don't want to eat. I've been trying to like decondition what I was used to of like, you have to finish this, you have to finish that. And it's like, looking back, I never wanted to finish my broccoli, probably because it gave me a bellyache. And I know that as an adult. And so like, I trust Lakin and his like intuitiveness with his foods.
Yeah.
And it's really allowed me to de-stress as a parent. On Saturday, and this kind of goes against what we're talking about, but on Saturday, he was just really off. He wasn't feeling good. He didn't have like a high temp, but he was just off. He just kept saying, Mom, I want pop, pop, pop. So I gave him Coca-Cola. And I'm not even joking. After he had the Coca-Cola, his cheeks weren't red anymore. And like, he was fine the rest of the weekend.
Interesting.
And I think there was like, he needed like fuzziness, or he needed something, maybe the caffeine or the sugar. There was like something going on with his belly. And I would never give him Coca-Cola.
Yeah,
like my sister was looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, but he's saying it. Like, they don't have ginger ale. Let's just try it. And he was totally good.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Remember, when we were sick, it was ginger ale, the saltine crackers. So
yeah,
that's all you had.
There must be something.
There must be something with it. Yeah, and he was fine after that. And now he wants pop every day. I'm like, no, you can't have pop every day. But like, I started thinking about it, like kids are just like us. Like when I'm not feeling good, sometimes I just want like a little sip of like a pop or, you know, chicken broth or whatever. It's just like a good
I'll go
reminder.
to my ginger ale, like when I have my tummy issue and I'm just not feeling well. I want some ginger ale.
Well, I think what's tough for like these diseases is they put you on all of this medication. You don't even know what you're taking.
At all.
Right? Like you don't even have time to digest like that. You just got diagnosed with something. Now you're on all of this stuff. And even with when I had gestational diabetes, I don't know if you had something similar, but I was on metformin and it tore my stomach up to the point where I was begging for insulin. Yeah. I would much rather give myself a shot than to feel how I felt when I was taking the medication. Yeah. It made me feel terrible. Absolutely. And I know a few people with MS that said the medication makes them feel worse than taking nothing at all sometimes.
So I started on a pill of Tecfidera when I first got diagnosed, right? So they were like, let's just give you this pill. It's really low. Like it's not as high as the infusions. I was literally on the floor.
Yeah.
I didn't get up. I was horrible. I mean, my partner had to get me and he's like, what do I do? Hospital? What do we do? And I'm like, I just need to lay here. All I wanted to do was lay on the floor. I was sprawled out on the living room floor. Wow. It was, tile. It was cold. I just wanted to lay here. I felt like my body was burning on the inside. I felt like I could not move. I felt horrible. And I was doing this and I was so tired. I was like, I can't do this. If this is what this is, I can't do this. We're going to have to, I don't even know what we're going to do, but this cannot be life. There was no way. I wasn't even functioning. I actually had to take a stint of a leave from work because I couldn't function. I couldn't even be a person, a human. And I mean, now I'm on the infusion side of it. I've done my second round of this, the infusion that I'm on now, because they actually gave me a higher dosage. And I will say, for me, I've actually felt the benefit of it because I have had my flare-ups. The only thing I will say is that the reason what set me down the path is that when I do take this medicine, I do feel that I have all of these issues with my stomach. I feel horrible. I want soup, right? After I have the infusion, I'm really tired. I get so much acid reflux from a non-tomato based. I never suffer from acid reflux at all. I've been fortunate enough, right? I'm horrible. I'm, wanting that ginger ale. I want to get that up. And I'm like, no, there's something definitely going on here. And just start researching. And I was like, you know what? Let's find some kind of some sourcing, something. So, you kind of go and like I say, I shop around with doctors a lot. I literally was, I'll get told really crazy things by a doctor. And I'm like, okay, no, you're not for me. Goodbye. And I'm like, they're like, do you want to schedule another appointment? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, thank you. And I'm fortunate enough.
It's not funny, but I feel that.
It is.
But a lot of people think that they have to continue on or it's rude. But no, if you learn nothing else from this episode, stick up for yourself. If something's off, move on. Okay, you're not married. You're not married to a doctor.
At the front office desk, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna skip." No, ma'am. Bye.
Nope. I'd actually like a refund. Thank you.
Yeah, actually, right? I'm mad that I had to pay my copay, but okay. So I had one doctor tell me I was fat. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
That was your problem. You were fat.
Right. So MS is led because I was fat. Right. Yeah. It's a statistic. I saw that. But what else? What do we got? What do we have? That was it. That's all we got. Okay. No, thank you. I was like ready for the survey. You know how they give you that lovely survey in the medical?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, give it to me, baby.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, doctors are people. That's the thing is doctors are still people with their own personalities, their own belief systems.
Like I said, I don't have to mesh with you, right?
Right. Yeah.
You come into a vibe, right? Like you're in a group setting and there's someone out there and you don't feel that vibe. Well, guess what? You're taking care of me, my patient care, and we do not have to be aligned. Thank you. Bye. What
do they say? They say, I don't remember who told me this, but someone was just saying this and I was like, what? And then I finally got it. They're like, do you know what the difference between a doctor who got A's and a doctor who got C's?
There isn't. They're both called doctor.
They're doctors.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, amen.
I had, when I was pregnant, there was a group of OBs. So it wasn't just one OB. It was on rotation. So every time I went, it was somebody different. And my doula actually warned me. She was like, you want to get out of that group. And I was like, really? They have good reviews. She's like, no, you want to get out. There's this man there. You need to get out. Well, I had the man on my 18-week appointment. He comes in. He goes, oh, you found out your gender. You're going to have a gender reveal? I'm like, yeah. And he was like, okay, enjoy your cake. And he's like, do you have any questions? I'm like, I don't think so. He's like, bye. Literally, it was 30 seconds and walked out. I'm like, okay, I didn't have questions, but I mean, I feel like you are an expert. You should tell me what should be going on in my body. I'm not a pregnancy expert. And so the next time I went back, I said, I don't like this man. I don't think he gives proper care to people. I said it to another doctor and she's like, oh, well, that, he comes off that way. It's not the first time we heard it. I said, well, I don't want him delivering my baby. I don't want him in the room. She's like, well, we can't guarantee that. And I said, goodbye. And I was like, my doula was 100% correct. And that's when I transferred out.
I'm telling you, I am so for that. No, I mean, you could be great for someone else, but not for me. Goodbye.
Yeah.
I am so quick to just bye.
Well, it's also too, it's you already feel like crap.
Literally.
So you want to feel worse going to someone that you're supposed to confide in. It's it's not it's an endless pool of people to choose from. So it's you might as well be picky.
Right. And I think your care is definitely something. I've been fortunate enough I love my neurologist now, right? I absolutely my ophthalmologist, neurologist that I had originally had retired. He was older, and he gave me this recommendation, and it was the best thing ever. I absolutely love her. We've been through like 3 of her pregnancies. Like I'm like so invested with this woman. I'm like, wherever you go, I'm with you, because she actually was able to listen and actually have that compassion to listen, to sit and say, okay, what's new? And that's how we start, because I've learned with this, I think the reason why I kept it so secretive and I don't say too much is because nobody wants to hear how you feel, right? You open up and you tell someone and they're just like, oh my gosh, she just like unloaded all of this crap on me. Like, what? And so you kind of feel like, oh my God, like I don't want to tell everyone like how I really feel, right? I had someone like say, that's really like a friend, a really good friend, and was like, oh, that's really uncomfortable for me. I don't like to hear that, because it was uncomfortable that I felt these kind of feelings.
Wow.
Yeah. So process that.
That's a new one.
Right. So you're just like, oh, okay. And like, you know, for me, that was a big thing because I wasn't really out there.
That's like traumatic.
Right. So you're just like, oh my gosh. So, but yeah, just like, you know, sitting there and she's like, okay, what do we have from last? And she's sits there. She'll read her notes. She'll take the time. Okay, are we still having this issue? No. Okay, let's close that out. Wait, we're having this issue. You know what? You said that already twice. Let's go see this specialist. I mean, she's very much like on top of her game, and it doesn't feel like okay, well, everything's good. Okay, goodbye. You know, we're in there for like an hour, literally, her and I in there. And it's not the nurse practitioner, because I've seen the neurologist one time and seen the nurse practitioner like every single time.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I'm fortunate enough. I told her, I was like, I will move wherever we need to move to. I'm seeing you. So like I said, I'm invested with her. We have 3 babies in. She's on her 3rd. So we're invested, honey.
Yeah, like I'll come to you during your maternity leave.
Yeah. I'll hold the baby.
Yeah.
We get gifts, honey. I come in with gifts. Yes. We're giving baby showers.
Do you have any advice for our listeners? You know, whether it be like a young mom or parents where their children are starting to get older and they're going to be leaving home, and then you have like health. It's just like we're all going to go through our own thing, right? Like it's just inevitable. But what's the advice that you have thus far? Because what's cool is, and I feel like there's a lot of people that started families really young, where it's like you're kind of like you said, like now able to enjoy life, but then it's like health, right, pops up and our bodies aren't getting younger. Like, what's your overall advice?
Well, for the younger, right? Like for younger me, there's that light at the end of the tunnel, right? So we're going to make it. We're going to have our bruises. We're going to have our scrapes, but we're going to make it. Now that there is like podcasts like this that share, and moms can actually have a platform to hear, like you're not struggling alone. I think that, you know, generations that are younger or that don't have that, you know, support system at home, they have that resource. So that's great to hear. And being on the side of it where you do have adult children, I get to enjoy my children. I get to enjoy them as young adults without being a grandma, right? So I'm not grandma status yet. I get to be that mom where I get to hear all of the crazy stories of them living their lives that is the normal way that it should be, right? Normalized. It's normalized. And then celebrating like me and my partner and having now those 15 years and finding ourselves. And, you know, I mean, I'm not a spring chicken, yes, but I'm still here. And that's until I can't anymore.
I'll be 40 next year. Yay. With a 3-year-old at that. And we're tired.
Yeah.
We are tired. Like in bed, 8 p.m., exhausted. I like dream of what it would be like to be you. To be like
on the other side.
Yeah. Booty popping up at 7 a.m., no sweat, work all day, hustle, make dinner,
chill,
watch a movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, and maybe bust out that phone card.
Simple,
I got 3 minutes. Who am I calling tonight? And then like do it all over again. Like the energy you must have had. You deserve a break.
You do.
I love it. I love it. I don't know how you do it. I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine having a toddler running around the house right now. I think at that
Are
point,
we about the same age?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think we are. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm going to be actually 42.
Yeah. So we're about the same age. Yeah. Yeah. Can you imagine? Like, it's just like.
Not at all. No,
it's not.
I love it.
We're one and done because of that. Yeah.
I love it for you.
Thank you.
She's not coming over to your house anytime soon.
I love it. I love to come over. I love to visit.
And rent
and I'm done. I get my
and then I love to leave.
She loves Kalina.
I do.
Like, bye,
I
Kalina.
love to go shopping for her. I love to sit with her. I love to see her tantrums. I love to see all of her picky stuff. Everything. I love it all because then I get to spoil her and go home.
Yeah.
So I have the best time ever.
I mean, like when Laken graduates, I'll be 55. So could you imagine having kids at 40? Like now?
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Like Mindy Kaling, she's had her third kid, 45.
Yeah.
Yep.
She had labor. That's crazy.
That is. Ooh. I can't. I like my sleep. I like my me time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm all about it. So yeah, I mean, but there's always hope. There's always that end. And let me tell you, they keep telling you that milestone is better and better. It's not. Relish in it. Love it. Love it now. Stay in it now because they grow. I look at pictures, FaceTime, Facebook sends you like these memories. Yeah, and I'm like, oh my God, can I have the back? And then I just go back and I'm like, oh no, I didn't like them at that time. Like they were cute here, but I didn't like that sass.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm like, I'm okay. Like my son faked me out and then I had 2 sassies. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, we're so thankful to have had you on the pod.
Well, thank you,
had
ladies.
An amazing story and such an amazing conversation.
Oh my gosh, I know. I've been all over the place. Thank you. I had so much fun. Spending time with you ladies and continue your awesome job. I tune in, like I said, all the time. I am definitely laughing like the crazy lady in my traffic jam going to work every Tuesday morning. I'm like, it gets a notification. And even my partner, he's like, oh, I think your podcast came on. I was like, yeah, good.
Oh, that's awesome.
Just a number one fan.
Yeah. Like, oh, your podcast came on. It made the noise. I'm like, oh, yeah, it did. So definitely, I enjoy you ladies. So continue to do awesome. And thank you for having me.
If you are loving the Mom Betch podcast, we really want your help to like, subscribe, and rate wherever you listen to your podcast so that we can get more mom betches to find us. But I have to give a shout out here for a second. Did you notice the quality of this podcast audio? That's because we have a podcast editor. Miraculously enhance your audio, get custom edits based on your preference, and let your podcast editor make the episode sound so much better with her audio content optimization. If you have a podcast or want one, talk to Taya, our podcast editor. She can help you strategize, edit, make social content, and keep you on track to make sure you have the very best show. AI can only do so much, so treat yourself and set up a free meeting with Taya to see how she can help you with your podcast. Go to tayachura.com/podcast. That's TEACHURA.com/podcast.
Women need to empower women, and our voice matters.
Bitch.
Welcome to the Mom Betch podcast.